Previously on Cal Poly Survivor.
Michaela, that's enough. Please bring your buff. The tribe is smoking. Take it away.
Yeah, what a surprise. Got blindsided again. Big shocker. I'm on the chopping block now. Thing was going fine. 4 votes. And when I expect to see Pierce get flipped around, it is Michaela's name. So not only did I lose someone else that was in my alliance, but now we're no longer in the majority.
Right after the vote, Soren goes, "Wow, Dylan, I didn't know it was going to happen this soon." Everybody hit the meth face, right? That's awkward. What a vote. That is all I have to say. That could not have worked out any better for my game. I cannot believe Dylan flipped. The chaos is ensuing in that tribe.
He really just single-handedly killed my game.
Okay, so not the best day for my game, not gonna lie to y'all. I did fess up to Soren. I told him straight up. I was like, you know what? I did flip last vote, and I'm sorry. I just thought it was best for my game, and he understood.
The one thing I really took kind of personal issue with is that he just didn't cop to it after, which I thought was just a very weak and spineless move. Like, if you're gonna flip, which is already just kind of a tough move to swallow, but then after a tribal, you're gonna ever deny doing it and like say, oh, it wasn't me, and I had to send him like a long text basically calling him out, being like, dude, like I just know it's you, like at least just have the balls to own up to it. And he finally did, but I just thought that was made me lose a lot of respect for him just as a person for not wanting to own up to it. It's like
we haven't talked yet, so that's gonna be an interesting combo. I feel kind of bad. I was a really bad ally, like in hindsight, because he saved me the first. Apparently, he saved me the first vote, and then I flipped on him the second vote. Granted, he didn't know about it this time, and then I flipped on him this vote again. So, and I'm voting him out now. So not the best track record.
And I know he talked to Soren and told him the honest truth. However, I don't think Soren is receptive to that at all. So I'm really hoping the target is off of me this week.
Back to your necklace when you're here. Immunity is back up for grabs. For today's challenge, it is a game about perception called Touchy Subjects. In the first round, I have already texted all of the contestants a link to a Google form where they are currently filling out 15 questions that has to do with the rest of the remaining players in the game. Basically superlatives. In the second round, they're going to write a name on the whiteboard that they think was the majority answer from the first round. The person with the most points at the end of all 15 rounds wins individual immunity. All right, the answers are in, which means we're going to begin with round one. And the question for round one was, who do you trust with your life? So, individually, without anyone seeing your board, write who you think the majority of what you all said for who do you trust with your life. reveal your answers. The correct answer was Soren, which means keep your boards up. You get a point. Ben gets a point. Pierce gets a point, and then Dylan gets a point. Who is most likely to stab you in the back? Reveal your answers. Everyone says Lila. Everyone gets a point. Yay. Question 3. Who is the biggest threat to win the game? Majority answers. All right, reveal.
Oh my god.
Everyone says Hugh. Everyone gets a point.
Hugh, if you lose, we're really disappointed.
Question 4. Who thinks that they themselves are running the game? Okay, we have new ones this time. All right, Dina says Hugh. Hugh says Dina. Gina says Soren. Ben says Ben. Soren says Jaina. Pierce says Hugh. Lila says Ben. And Pierce says Lila. Which means only one person got it correct, meaning Jaina gets a point. It's Soren. Who is actually running the game?
Oh, I forgot.
Reveal your answers. Okay. Dina says Hugh. Hugh says Pierce. Jaina says Hugh. Ben says Soren. Soren says Hugh. Pierce says Hugh. Lila says Lila. And Dylan says Hugh. The correct answer is Hugh. Who is in danger and probably going next? The correct answer is Jaina. Who is most likely to get into a showmance? Dina says Jaina, Hugh says Jaina. The correct answer is Jaina. Alright, write down who on the tribe has no clue what is going on.
Oh, baby.
This one is so mean.
Everyone done? Reveal your answers. Dina says Dina. Hugh says Dina. Jaina says Dina. Ben says Ben. Soren says Soren. Pierce says Jaina. Lila says Soren. And Dylan says Ben, which means everybody but Pierce and
Dang it, I saw that.
The correct answers were Soren, Dina, and Ben.
Let's go.
Hey, man.
So everyone. Who is currently the biggest goat, meaning someone that is likely to be dragged to the end without a chance of winning?
This is so mean.
Pay attention to what your tribe mates think.
No.
Reveal your answers. Dina says Dina. Hugh says Lila. Jaina says Lila. Ben says Ben. Soren says Soren. Pierce says Jaina. Lila says Dina. And Dylan says Dina, which means 3 of you get it correct. The correct answer was Dina, so hold your answer up if you have it.
Yeah, thanks guys. See the final two.
Who's the biggest competition threat? Everyone good? Okay, everyone, reveal your answers. Dina says Hugh. Everyone says Hugh except for Dylan, who says Jaina. The correct answer is Hugh, which means everyone Dylan gets a point. Who is most likely to have an idol? Reveal your answers. Everyone says Ben, except for Pierce, or except for Ben who says Pierce. Everyone is right except for Ben. Correct answer is Ben.
The one time you don't No, Ben.
All right, the last question. Who is the most likely to show up to tribal council drunk? Okay, everyone ready? Reveal your answers.
Oh, fuck.
Dina says Soren, Hugh says Gina. Gina says Soren. Ben says Soren. Soren says Soren. Pierce says Pierce. Lila says Pierce. And Dylan says Ben. The correct answer was Soren. Keep it board. We have Soren. Keep it board. We have Soren. Soren.
Sorry,
You're good.
Dylan, were you perfect?
No, I choked.
Dude, I can't believe you wrote my name.
Sorry, my bad.
Okay, well, that means you have a three-way tie. So we'll be jumping into the tiebreaker. Give me a moment. We're going to be going into the tiebreaker round, meaning that the tiebreaker is between Jaina, Soren, and Dylan for individual immunity. For the tiebreaker, you're going to be giving me a percentage. The percentage you're giving me is going to be the percentage of votes between the 8 of you that think, for the question showmance for Gina, Gina was the answer. What do you think the percentage was between the 8 of you that voted for Gina? Whoever is closest to the percentage without going over wins individual immunity. All right. Reveal your answers. Okay. Gina says 75%. Soren says 37.5%, and Dylan says 62.5%. Gina, you went over the percentage, which means you were eliminated, meaning it is between Soren and Dylan. The correct answer is 62.5%, meaning
Okay, just go.
Damn.
Oh my God, stats is your point.
all right, Dylan, come on over. All right, well, with Dylan winning individual immunity and coming off of a travel just a couple of hours ago, I can safely say that this game is picking up with only 8 of you left, meaning that 3 of you will be in the final 3 in only a couple weeks, and soon enough we'll be winning our first ever Soul Survivor. So go back to camp, continue to socialize, and I will see you next Friday for the next Travel Council.
Hey guys, I am once again on the floor talking about how I have no idea what's going on in the game. So last night was Tribal Council, didn't go the way we thought it would. So what happened was I was pretending to flip. I actually stuck with my tribe. I voted for Pierce, I didn't flip, and someone else did.
She reached out to me and told me she's gonna flip and vote Michaela. However, I know that is a lie and that Dylan is the one that did it.
I had this plan of talking to Hugh and Lila because they're the ones I talk to the most on the other tribe, and convincing them that it was me, even though it wasn't.
So I've been kind of playing into that right now, like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for flipping, like, you saved the game, yada yada yada. She's been so receptive. She's been like, oh yeah, no problem, like, I'm glad we have a majority now. Like, she's trying to hop in that boat because she sees that her tribe is disintegrating and they're turning on one another.
Because I was doing that, it did kind of give him the impression that it was me. So then maybe that's why he was like, oh, I appreciate the move. And I was like, yeah, it was totally me. And then again, when I met with Lila, she said, can I ask, like, was it you? And I was like, yeah, it was.
I met with her yesterday.
Yeah.
Just because I haven't really been talking to her much, so I was like, I just want to hear what she has to say.
Yeah.
And she fully was like, yeah, it was me. And I was like, I know that's not true. Like, why are you saying that?
But like, I really trust Gina because that's a call. She's at this. She's
Really?
like, she knows that she's not winning. I feel like.
I know.
Like she's just like, I'm here for like. She's just like, can you just like let me know what happens? I just want to be in the loop for once.
Okay, yeah.
Gina is honestly like, I really trust Gina because she's just like, she's aware that she's not playing the strongest game right now, and how she like is constantly being tricked in this game, and you know, she is very game aware. She is at least aware of that. So, and then we were talking about like, why aren't we even closer? Like, what is going on? I'd be so down for final 3 of you, me, Gina.
Yeah.
That's
That'd be ideal.
Yeah, because like, what's it called? I actually really would like that.
Me too. I'm down for that.
Yeah. Because we're both hated, and then also Gina.
No, exactly.
Like,
Like who are they going to vote for, Gina? But then they have to vote for one of us.
Yeah, so.
But they hate us. So like, villain wins.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, that sounds funny. I'm down for that.
No.
The questions are going to be so funny.
Yeah. No.
I talked to Dylan, and we had a really good conversation. We talked about Final 3 with me, him, and Dina.
In the challenge, they called me the GOAT. They would take me to that Final 3. Honestly, take me. Because here's the thing. Dylan and I talked, and at least as far as he claims, again, I don't trust him that much because he lied to me before, but considering everyone else, I think he's the best option. So, we want to do a Final 3 with me, Dylan, and Lila, because we are the 3, I don't want to say least deserving, but it would just be really funny if we're on the Final 3, because everyone's mad at Lila for flipping, they're mad at Dylan for flipping, and I just keep getting lied to.
Tina would do it.
Dina
will do a Final 3 lesson.
Why would she do this?
I haven't really done anything, but at the same time, low-key, I feel like if I did make it to Final 3, I could argue my way into winning, just because if Jaina and Soren get out, that tight 4 is all on the jury, so they're not going to vote for each other. So if it is Dylan, me, and Lila, then I think I would be I'd be able to get their votes because they're mad at Dylan and they're mad at Lila. I think Jane would go for Lila just because they are friends outside of this too. And then how would that be split? Wait, I gotta do math for a second, because if it's the 4 or 5, wait. Oh no! Wait, hold on. Okay, so if there's 10 of us going into the merge, were there 10 of us? Yes, okay, there were 10 of us. So if there's 3, then it's 7 people on the jury. If it's 5, that's 9. Wait, this makes no sense. 9? Yes. No. Oh my god. But basically, I figured it out. It would be 5-4 if Dylan, Lila, and myself went to the Final 3. And I feel like in that position, even if the entire tribe were to vote for, like the entire Big Bird tribe were to vote for Lila, that would still be 5-4, because I'm confident, I think that I could convince the other, like my tribe, to vote for me over Dylan. So everyone's talking about me being a GOAT, but I feel like, take me to the Final 3. I could maybe argue.
We also talked about how, like, if we want to make it there, and if we want to even have a chance at winning, if we do make it to Final 3, Hugh needs to be eliminated at some point.
Do you promise not to tell anyone that?
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to get Hugh out
Next. Like, not this one, but the next one.
Here's the reason why.
Yeah.
We get Hugh at 7. You're going to be in the middle. And let's say we do it with like Dina and Jaina or whatever.
Okay.
We're going to be in the middle of 2 pairs.
At 7.
Well,
so it would be like...
So we get out Hugh.
Okay, then it would be 6, and then
So
it'll
it'll be probably Pierce and Ben, like kind of close.
Pierce and Ben.
And then Dina and Jaina kind of close.
And then we're in the middle. We decide everything that happens.
Yeah. We have the numbers.
Yeah.
Pierce would flip. Do you think Pierce would flip on Hugh? Also?
Yeah. Probably.
You think she would? Okay. So we can keep it. We can do Jaina, Dina, us 2, and Pierce.
Yeah.
To kind of keep Pierce within the loop. I think Ben might play that. I would not be surprised if Ben played that on Hugh. But
I wouldn't be surprised.
So I don't want to put Ben in it. I'm not lying. Okay, so I had my talk with Lila just now, and the conversation went very well in my opinion. She, I was a little worried before maybe she'd be a little too close to Hugh, but she is thinking through her head this game as well. We're on the same page.
Yeah, and I think she'd definitely be willing to do it. I'll talk to her and assess further. I'll be so going to the end with Hugh, that's not gonna work.
Yeah, no, I'll talk to her too about it. Yeah.
I feel like he knows it's coming though, because he knows he's gonna beat everyone if he makes it to the end. Well,
she's on board with a Final 3 with her, Dina, and I. And so, everything she was saying, she was agreeing with me. I was just like, okay, we are such good allies, and it makes sense for Final 3 because her and I, we're the flippers. We're hated by the jury. They don't like us because we screwed over their games. And then Dina is a self-proclaimed, says to herself that she doesn't know what's going on in the game at all. So I think that sounds like a great Final 3 for me.
my game is not looking great right now. And yeah, I really don't know what to do. I'm gonna start just reaching out to people, see what we can do, work the charm a bit. But yeah, this one just really took the wind out of the sails a little bit. But hopefully we can bounce back and figure out what's going on.
I think Soren is going to be the one that ends up going. And honestly, that's good for my game just because he is a massive threat in this game. Just socially, strategically, physically, I think he's got all three aspects. And I think if he survives this vote with the group, he'll go all the way. Ben and I are meeting up today to discuss some very important information. Obviously, this week, Dylan is immune, and Soren looks like he's going home.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate because
Soren.
We both really like him as a person, and it's just kind of we're in the spot in the game where we can't really trust him because he's kind of played us.
Yeah. Hugh brought some. I was really reluctant to vote for Soren, but then Hugh brought up he's like. Yeah, well, there was times where he did try to kind of bait me, and then I thought about it, and I was like, yeah, there are some times, too, where I know about that, and that happened to me, too. So I was like, honestly, this isn't even, enough evidence, but it's just, the only evidence I have to really go against him. And I feel like it's kind of a testament to him as a player, because I feel like if we don't get him out now, he might be able to go really far.
From my conversation I've had with Hugh as well, I had a really good conversation with him. I feel like we are actually pretty similar just as people, and I respect his game. Even though we've been I kind of wish we were on the same tribe when we started, because we just kind of had we were on different tribes. I really liked him from the start, and then both of our alliances just kept on clashing, and that kind of put one another in each other's crosshairs, which is tough. But I went up to him, and as I was just shitting on Dylan,
I want to tell him that people are targeting him, and that it doesn't look good for him, his game, because I have a lot of respect for him. And
yeah.
As much as he played me, I think he's a good dude, and he just got screwed over by Dylan.
Yeah.
He was very upfront with me, just yeah, it's not looking good for you, which I feel like in this game you always want to try to, whatever they tell you, just take the opposite, which means hey, maybe they're trying to make me think I'm getting out so they can get out Jaina. Because I know Dylan really does not like Jaina, but then he's telling me that Dylan was very angry that I put the crosshairs on him, and now he's really gunning for me hard, which I guess I get. I'm pretty pissed at him.
Pretty much everyone I've talked to is fine with voting Soren. I am gonna try and make my amends with him and with Jaina, because right now I know neither of them trust me because of the Cooper vote. So I'm kind of just thinking long term, if I'm even gonna make it to the end, I need to have those people to maybe consider voting for me, because right now I just think there's no chance that they would, because they dislike me.
Yeah, I talked with Lila. She was kind of just talking about how she was interested in, we got to get out some of these bigger players like Hugh, and then how we can't just all stay in this one thing. But I get why she flipped now after a conversation. There's no trust really, just because I mean, she hasn't really done anything for me to earn her trust yet, or for her to earn my trust yet. But I mean, her explanation of why she, on that first vote to get Cooper, why she went the way she did, and it made sense to me when Jane, I guess, pulled her aside and said, hey, you can be a solid number 5 here. It's going to be us 4 than you. And then in her eyes, she's like, well, I have an opportunity to get someone else out on another tribe. And then in my tribe, I may be on the bottom, but at least I'm bottom of 4. And it's Jaina, why did you say that she could be a solid 5? You just don't tell people that they're on the bottom or where they rank in a respective tribe or alliance, because that's just going to breed insecurity and worry and paranoia, and then they're going to do something like that. It's just tough, and this is the first time I've really been on the bottom, and I've tried, but I don't think there's an idol out there. I'm pretty sure Ben has the one that we were all looking for. I really need that immunity necklace, couldn't get it, so it's tough. I'm trying to play, just trying to work it, and just see what I can do, but I am getting the feeling it's just not looking great for me.
My last confessional, I think, was me saying how I really wanted to work with Ben and Dina, and how I thought us 3 could really make it far, and how about the 2 of us kind of talked about how we need to get Hugh out, and how me and Pierce talked about how we need to get Hugh out. a lot has changed since then.
I just got confirmation that Lila is coming after me from my boy D-Lion. So I'll see what I'm going to do with that information and see how I'm going to play. I don't think she's coming after me this vote, but next vote, she for sure is.
I got a call from Dylan being like, dude, I'm so sorry, but I told Hugh. Like, he got it out of me. Like, he got it out of me that you want to vote for him next vote, and now he wants to vote for you. And obviously that's terrifying because, like, you don't want someone to find out your plan to vote them out. So I initially was like, okay, that's pretty awful, but it's fine. And then I was like, it's fine, I'll figure it out. Like, I'll make you trust me, everything. And then like 5 minutes later, I get a call from Hugh. And I was like, oh no, like, he knows.
So what did I do? I didn't scramble. I didn't go out of my way to make a mess. I contacted Lila directly. And I said, I know you're coming after me. Dylan told me. I want Dylan out of this game. I know he's targeting me in the hall. He's told people that he wants to target me. And I've honestly stuck my neck out for him so hard in this game. Like, the only reason people trust him is because of me.
He calls me a few hours later and is like, I told Hugh about, or Hugh got it out of me. I was like, got what out of you? And he was like, oh, that, like, we want to vote for him, like, later on. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. That sucks. And he was like, and now he wants to vote for you. And I was like, okay, more interesting stuff.
Yes.
Like, that's not ideal.
Yes. I confront her straight up. I'm like, I know you're coming after me. And, like, Dylan told me straight up. And, like, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't have to get it out of him, but he's just not a good liar. And I could tell, like, he's like, oh, I talked with Lila. And I was like, oh, what about? And then, like, he just told me. Yeah, and he's, like, smiling and smirking. I'm like, okay, yeah, I know you're, like, she's, like, coming after me, so I want her gone or whatever. And he wants me to feel indebted to him, but I don't. I want him gone next vote. So it's gonna be Soren, then Dylan. My plan is to rope in Lila. I just convinced her. She doesn't trust him at all.
I had this pretty long conversation with Hugh, and we were both just like, yeah, like, I need to trust him. Like, I can't trust Dylan. And after my conversation with Soren yesterday, he was like, you cannot trust Dylan no matter what. So I was like, okay, I'm done trusting Dylan. Like, I actually can't do that anymore.
Dylan is just playing both sides and, like, trying to stay in the middle, and, like, he's so sneaky. I thank him a lot for using the idol on me, but he was, like, trying to pin it in my, like, I forced it out of him, which is, I didn't. Like, that was a mutually beneficial move for him. And, like, quite honestly, he probably should have saved the idol and got rid of Ben's, but I was not gonna let that happen. If he's gonna give me his idol, I'm gonna take it.
At this point, I feel like it's in my best interest to go to the end with Hugh. And I know that everyone watching, like, if I lose to him, like, you're literally just gonna be laughing in my face.
I had a heart-to-heart with Lila, and I was like, I understand that you voted, like, wanted to vote me out. Like, I totally get it. I had feel no hurt feelings. Like, I understand it's a game, and honestly, it makes sense for your game. So I was honest with her. I was upfront, and I'm hoping that's reciprocated. But then my main goal in that conversation was to fucking drive Dylan into the dirt. This man needs to go. Why is he targeting me so early? I don't know. Why is he looking through my stuff? I don't know. Why is he talking behind my back, lying to my face? I don't know. But it's time, Dylan. Sorry.
Alright, so last week we had yet another blindside of this merge, which seems to be the trend. Ben, do you think that we're going to see another blindside, or is this vote going to be different for once?
There's a chance that there might be some expected, outcome for this. I think for some people they might know what's coming, so it might not be much of a blindside, but for some others, I guess maybe there's a chance that they won't know. So I guess we'll have to see in confessionals and how people react afterwards.
Dylan, we had a media challenge right after the vote, and you won. Was it something that you think you needed?
Potentially.
Potentially?
Yeah, I don't know. You're never safe in this game.
Lila, in that touchy subjects game, you seem to get a lot of votes from the majority when they were talking about most likely to backstab. What do you think that means for you?
I mean, it's pretty obvious what that one meant with the Cooper vote. Like, I was talking to both sides and ultimately had to backstab a tribe of 6 people, and that was awful. So I definitely think, like, that's where that kind of stemmed from.
How do you think that's going to affect your game moving forward? Or if it will at all?
I mean, I think people are definitely lacking trust in me, which is pretty valid. I mean, I did lie to a lot of people, so I don't know. People are much more hesitant to trust me now.
Jaina, you've been thinking at all about the jury, and now that there's so many more people on it than before, what they're thinking and what they're looking for?
Yeah, I mean, we all know that the jury only sees a part of the game, what happens down in tribal council. And so I would like the jury to get as well-rounded of a picture of what's going on as possible, and a true reflection on each of our characters, so that when judgment time comes, that they have accurate information about what happened, so they can move forward and make a decision to the best of their ability.
Hugh, what is the main decision or main reasoning for your decision tonight?
Just prior votes and people I trust. That is my main goal. I mean, it was obvious. Multiple people, it was very interesting this week, multiple people claimed to be the person that flipped with the big birds. And so that kind of put the Sandspits in disarray a little bit and like kind of turning on their own. And then it was revealed who that person was. So I think there was some closure in that and some ability to, I know I definitely reached out to Sandspits a lot more than I have.
Sure, you can use names, just so you know. I flip. You can. Everyone knows. You can use names.
Dylan is the one that flipped, and yeah, I don't know how people reacted to that. Some negative, some positive. Dylan tried to hide it at tribal. I think that was obvious, and it got sniffed down. So.
Yeah, because the plan was to pin it on Dina.
It was, but...
And it didn't work, which is okay.
All right, well, with that, it's time to vote. Ben, you're going to be up first. I'll go tally the votes. If anyone has a hidden immunity idol or advantage and they'd like to play it, now is the time to do so. All right, I'll read the votes. First vote. Soren. Second vote. Lila. Third vote. Ben. That's one vote Soren, one vote Lila, and one vote Ben. Soren. Soren. That's 3 votes Soren, 1 vote Lila, and 1 vote Ben. Seventh person voted out, Survivor Cal Poly Season 1, Soren.
It's been fun, guys.
Sorry, Soren.
Soren, that's 4, that's enough. Rest of your vote. Well, looks like instead of having another blindside, we had a pretty clean vote. I wonder if that's gonna stay. Head back to camp, guys.
And I felt like it's just like kind of heartbreaking, you know, just not ready to go yet. And I really felt like if I could just make it past this next vote, I could stay alive in this game a lot longer. But yeah, man, just getting to tying for 3 immunity wins and then losing all 3 tiebreakers is just like really tough.